And we are live. I am Adam. This is Highly Articulated. And today, I may or may not have visuals. I don't know. So, for that reason, I've gone visuals light. It is going to be a light episode. It's going to be a short episode. I've been spending this weekend trying to catch up on a whole bunch of things. If you were not aware, I've been very busy the last few weeks with the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom Primal Series 2 Kickstarter, and I am happy to say that the Kickstarter was a success. I've started on the backer kit. I've done, I spent most of yesterday and a lot of today already on the backer kit, getting all the items created, basically. Mapping out all the sort of questions for pick your reward, on and on and on. It's still a mess, but it's getting there, and I'm happy to report that it is well underway, and we should be good to go for our sort of estimated launch time. Although there's already things that I'm sort of running into as far as mapping that I'm not sure how they're going to work. I'm going to make them work, but yeah. All right. I am going to try. Okay. Yep. Already. Not working. I don't know what the heck is going on. I genuinely have no idea. I am at an absolute loss. I've messaged StreamYard to ask them, what am I doing wrong? What's going on here? What is the reason that none of this works? It works everywhere else for everyone else. Why can't I share my screen? I don't know. And it just drives me crazy. So, again, we're going to be without visuals today, which is a pain in the ass. And I don't know what to say. So I'm just going to, not freaking bother. But man, it's frustrating. Like, it's just silly now. Anyway, let's... oh, you got to be kidding me. Now it won't let me show comments either. Oh, this is incredibly frustrating. Oh, this is ridiculous. Brick says, we saw it. Did we see the wrong thing? No. So is it just down to... Okay, hold on. I got an idea here. What I'm going to do is set up YouTube on my phone and watch what you guys are watching, because maybe it's just not showing me what you guys are seeing, which doesn't make any sense. But, what can you do? All right. Let's try this. I will use that as my reference point. I'll see whether or not what I'm seeing is different from what you guys are seeing. So clearly it must be. Before I try that again, I'm going to say hello to everybody if it will let me. Thanos Copter is here. Solo Sinner, Cobweb Collector, Ray Paz, Brick Something, Messy Photography, Speaking Moistly, New channel member Brian Brink. Thank you. Tony Cartoonish. Love the Kickstarter Epic All In. I was mapping that out this morning, and it is going to take people. You're going to have to set aside some time to actually make your selections, because it's all like drop down menu, multiple choice questions. And for the Epic All In, it's like 20 something, 21 different questions or something you have to answer. I don't know. Anyway, Nolan is here. Okay, we can start. Let's see who else is hanging out. Literally Action Figs, and so on and so forth. John is here from the Collecting Brothers. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, pretty much. Thanos Copter, new member. Thank you. I appreciate you. Welcome to the really not that exciting club. Yeah, and it might not be displaying on my end, which, okay, if that's the case, then I can sort of live with that. Which is just weird. It's just weird. Like I said, every time before I go live, I set it up, I get the camera on, I get the microphone on, I get the screen share on, everything works perfectly. And then as soon as I hit the go live button, it just fails me. It drives me absolutely bonkers, because I literally have no idea, like nothing else is running. I've got StreamYard running, and I literally only have two other tabs. I have the Kickstarter tab, and then I have an image, like just a picture, like a picture tab. Anyways. Okay. Collecting Brothers gifted 5 memberships to 5 lucky viewers, for the homies. That is awesome. Super cool of you to do that. I definitely appreciate it. Jay Wright is here as well, probably flying solo over on Facebook. It gets a little bit lonely over there, I know. Why don't you jump over here on YouTube and hang out? Solo Center said Epic All In is 25 items. Yes, so it's 25, but as of right now, you are able to choose 21, I believe, because the elephant, the rhino, the hippo, and that weapons pack are not unlocked. So it's 21 questions. Oh, did I mention that the ox will be available? We're not going to make anybody wait for that one. We're just going to throw it in there. So Thanos for Epic All In. I can keep it simple by getting one of everything. Yes, absolutely. And that's sort of how, it would be cool if that was just an option. You could just pick that as an option, but that's not how it works. You literally have to pick everything. Which is just sort of a funny, like, I don't know that there's an easier way to do it, though, is the problem, because we don't want to make any assumptions that people are going to pick one of everything. We don't want to make assumptions that, there's no assumptions made in the backer kit. It's all going to be mapped out, and it's all going to be pretty straightforward. But like I said, the issue that I'm running into, if you guys are curious, is with the Epic All In add-on. As in, you can back for the Epic All In, but the as an add-on, you can add on another Epic All In. I can't figure out how to get the questions in there. So the reward tiers are fine; those are mapped out. The add-on reward tiers are something that I have to figure out how that's going to work. So I got to contact Backer Kit and get some questions answered by them. Okay, let's try this again. I'm going to try to share this, and you don't need to see it because you've seen it a million times. But I'm trying to share the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom Kickstarter page, and it's not doing it. So, and I'm not seeing it on my phone. So I don't know. Okay, well, I'm going to close that one. And then, hmm, hmm. The other one would have been more fun if I mean, well, we'll just like I said, it's going to be a quick video, so I will have to figure this out after the fact. But yeah, I don't think screen share is going to work. So, um, did you add your screen to the stream? Yeah, I did. I tried. I hit all the buttons. And Brick said, confirmed. It ain't working this time around, but comments are working. All right, we're just gonna go on comments. It's just gonna be a chat show today, and I'm not gonna worry about the visuals, which, like I said, is a pain in the butt because you don't want to look at my face this whole time. I wonder if this works. Hold on one second. So I preloaded some stuff in here, that we never actually got around to showing anywhere, to the best of my knowledge. Bear with me for a second here. I'm just going to pull the comment down. Okay, let's see if this works. These are turnaround videos for a couple of figures, and I don't have all of them. I only have a few of them. And you'll have to let me know if you can hear me when this loads up. Well, that's working. Can you hear me while this thing is spinning? So that, I mean, that's pretty cool. I guess that's better than no visuals at all. I guess for future reference, I'm gonna have to preload pictures into StreamYard, because it seems as though if it's in StreamYard it works, but if I have to like screen share, yeah, so the message that it gives me is the browser can't access your screen. Try capturing a different screen to see if this continues. I don't know what it's. Let me try this. I wonder. I wonder. Oh, what's going on here? Okay, I'm going to take this lizard down. I'm just experimenting. This is fun, isn't it? This makes for great viewing. Okay, well let's look at these turnarounds, and then I'll see if this idea that I had works. All right, so there's Gresh. So one thing you'll note about Gresh that might not have been apparent from the sort of head-on, look, is that he's got that kind of interesting kinked neck, which I think looks really, really cool. But it's a little bit different. And the lizards don't have that neck. The lizards have a different neck. But you can see, everything that's going on there. Okay, next turnaround. That thing's been spinning for a while I was trying to figure out what to do. So there is King Hannibal. This is the Paint Master, so he doesn't have the articulation. It's all just sort of printed that way. So he's printed with his arm somewhat bent. But you can see, where the cuts in the articulation are and stuff like that. I thought these were full turnarounds, but they're not. But you can see the sort of cut in the sculpt on the head as well, right when it's sort of facing sideways. You can see it right there as well. That there's a cut in the sculpt. Again, very, very cool. These were more interesting, during the Kickstarter, I think. Now we've sort of seen more of these figures. We've seen more details. We've seen more pictures. But I just thought it was, kind of a cool thing to share them, as by and large, you wouldn't have seen this previously. This is another one where I was sort of, I don't think I can pause these. But Boone has the Pirate Guild sigil on his back, on printed on his coat, which you don't get to see because this is not a full turnaround shot. But again, right at the very beginning of the clip, you can sort of see the outline of it if you pause it or something. I don't know. Anyway, those are fun. But that wasn't what I was trying to show. Now, here's what I thought. I've opened an incognito window. And I wonder if that will maybe like override whatever issue that this is having. Let me see. Nope. Well, it was worth a shot. But I don't think that's going to make a difference. So imagine, if you will, the shots. I don't even know where the shots were from. They're from one of the. I'm going to talk about the Jada Street Fighter figures. There's your sort of cold transition into what we're doing here. Let me go back and check the comments here. Technology woes indeed. It's not a voucher. It's not. I mean, the way that it'll kind of end up probably working is it'll probably be there may be sort of credit on the account. If you've ever done a Kickstarter before with a backer kit, you'll know that your add-ons don't automatically add on. You basically just have an amount of money and you sort of use that to pick and choose whatever you want. That's by and large what's going to happen this time around too. I'm just trying to figure out how to manually adjust it ahead of time so that everybody gets the full value of what they were supposed to back. So last time we saw the circle spin a few times before seeing the page. This time you saw nothing, which is ridiculous. I got two screens. Maybe can I move my screen to show you what's on my screen? That's like it's just such a ridiculous. I'm not doing that. Larry Reed is here. What's going on, Larry? Good to have you. I'm glad that those turnarounds worked, but that was not, that wasn't what I was trying to show you anyway. But I was just trying to figure out whether I can preload things into StreamYard, which may be my sort of way forward. It's more work. I probably won't be able to prep, an hour before the episode. I'll probably need a little bit more time, but that's fine. I'll just have to prep on Saturdays like a professional. I've had that issue when I need to update my video driver. Maybe that's it. I mean, like I said, I've turned everything off and turned everything on. I've updated my StreamYard. I've updated my Google Chrome. I've updated and updated and updated, and it still doesn't seem to do anything. So, yeah. Bruce says, "I love the neck. That weird lizard neck." Why didn't you guys show this during the campaign? Oh, I didn't even know it existed until like last Sunday, which is kind of funny. Like, I have no idea how long it had existed before then. So that's that's Jason's way of like working, right? DJ 5000 says, I know these are renders, but I'm really liking the matte finish on these. The intention is for them to be more matte than the previous versions have been. Jason has been in contact with the project manager in the factory and requested that they be more of a matte finish because he likes that look as well. So, let's see. Tony Cartoonish, I'm betting video or DirectX drivers. I don't know what that means, but like I said, I've tried to update everything, so I'm not really sure. So the figures shown now are what they will look like. Yeah, more or less. I mean, those were the paint masters. So that's once the paint masters are done, that's what gets sent to the factory. And that is what effectively will become the figures. Now it'll be somewhere in between like previous versions of AWOC figures and that Paint Master, because the paints that they use don't exactly like translate, if that makes sense. Oh, now it's trying to share my screen. Thanks a lot, StreamYard. Real cool, yeah. I'll just do this so that it can override that. Dumb. Let's see. Yeah, and this is it. So Brick Something says, just saying that those particular ones are sculpted and printed. Those are the Paint Masters. So they won't be exactly those. But they will be that's what the factory uses as their, sample, basically. Like literally, those are the figures that will get sent to China. Star says, so glad to be here without killing the show like last week. Yeah, I thought I could reset it last week. This time I'm smarter. I've grown wiser since last week, and I know that trying to reset does not work. Tony Cartoonish, feel free to message me. Because you might need to talk me through this. Message me after, and I'll see if I can get that fixed. Because like I said, I just genuinely don't know. I don't know what it is, because like I said, I log into StreamYard, like I'm in the StreamYard studio, everything works. I'm able to share the screen. It's happening in real time. And then as soon as I go live, it's only when I'm live. So yeah. Solo Sinner Cybernet, the Boon cybernetic arm does have 3 fingers. That is correct. I think the birds also only have 3 fingers and then a thumb, so it's more it's more like a bird claw, if that makes sense. Tony Cartoonish, do you know when AWOC vehicles might be in the pipeline? At the moment, they're not. At the moment, they are not. It is an entirely different undertaking to do things like playsets, vehicles. It is not, just because you can do action figures doesn't necessarily mean you can do those other things. Part of it is that the factories aren't necessarily set up. The tooling is different. There's different ways to do it. We would have to get different sculptors as well. Like I'm sure our sculptors could do it, but their primary sort of thing is like action figures. So it would be quite an undertaking, and it kind of amounts to another toy line in a weird way. So hopefully one day. I mean, I want that sort of horse mount thing in the comic book. I want the dragonfly, ship thing. If I just got those 2, I'd be happy. Speaking Voices is AWOC Village. If you go on Nick Dube's Instagram, I think there's a video that shows him making it, and honestly, it looks super easy. It's like craft supplies and hot glue. It wasn't that complicated. I talked to him about it, and he was actually kind of surprised how much people liked it, because he just threw it together. Thanos, I thought we confirmed the AWOC Village. I wish. Now, if Spiro could collab with someone interested in producing AWOC vehicles and playsets, just saying. Yeah, and that's just it. I think it would, ideally, it would almost be a third party, somebody who's already doing something like that. But we will see. I'm going to turn my phone off because I'm getting sick of watching me delayed. I keep looking down at it, and it's confusing me because it's got like a different comment on the screen. Also, in case somebody needs to message me or text me, it wouldn't pop up. But yeah, I mean, vehicles, playsets, I would love that stuff. Speaking of which, shall we move on to Jada's Street Fighter stuff? Before we do that, actually, I am going to. Oh, I can do this. I think I can still do this. I think. Speaking of Kickstarters, I just wanted to bring everybody's attention to a couple. I will post them in the comments here. These are two that I am kind of into right now. The first one is Mighty Maniacs. It's 3-inch Glyos stuff, but it's some of the cooler 3-inch Glyos stuff that I've seen. Dan Larson also sort of picked a colorway for a Kickstarter exclusive. These guys, you know, are doing some cool toys. They did some like monsters as well that were really, really cool. So if you're into Glyos, I would strongly recommend you check them out. They have kind of a cool, you know, Masters of the Universe vibe about them a little bit, or maybe like a Dragonor type of, you know, look. But I'm kind of digging them. I backed for Dan's translucent figure, and then one other, and then the other Kickstarter that I'm pretty excited about, and partly because these guys were a couple tables away from us at Legions Con, and they're just really, really cool guys. But if you were into science fiction action figures, Galactic Valor is 3 days away from their Kickstarter ending, and they're just short of their goal. So head on over there and you know, throw them a couple bucks, even if you don't, you know, need a reward or whatever. Just, you know, say that Spiro sent you, say that AWOC sent you, and go support those guys, because like I said, just cool guys, and I like what they want to do with that line. So I really, really hope that they succeed. Yeah, couple other cool Kickstarters that I would, you know, recommend you guys check out. Ray says, "Tell me you're buying Jada toys now." Maybe. Tony Cartoonist says, have Jada's Chun-Li. If Bandai could get a clue with price points like Jada, I mean, yeah, the price points are ridiculous. Let's see. What did I miss there? Oh, Star says, I want an AWOC lab where the mutants are originally formed. Yeah, I have sort of the very first stages of like a dio that I'm building. That's like Jadu's lab in the horrid you know, stronghold. With like, you know, it's gonna have like test tube type things. I just have to source figures to go in there. That I will probably end up leaving in there. That's the one thing I'm kind of hung up on, is trying to find something that's like cheap enough that it makes sense to put in there. But still kind of looks the part, you know what I mean? Let's see. Allison Troy says, greetings from the beach. Allison Troy, you are in Portland. So where are you at? Like, are you at Cannon Beach? Is that what it's called? Cannon Beach? I think that's kind of like straight to the coast. Are you on the coast, or are you at the beach of like the, you know, the inlet or whatever? Let's see. Ray Pat says, I can't do it. I love the figures, but I can't. Just spent my cash on AWOC. Fair enough. I totally get that. You know, I spent a decent amount on AWOC as well. As I've said before, like I put my money where my mouth is. I backed for an Epic All-In and a few extras as well. So I don't have quite as much as I would like for stuff like those two Kickstarters. Brian Brink says, I've backed Galactic Valor. I hope they get funded. I'm sad that they didn't unlock the tiers. Yeah, it's unfortunate. They had a couple army builders, and then they had that big sort of hulking beast with like a cannon on its back. It's, I mean, it's a cool looking line. I saw those figures in person and they look really, really good. I will say this, their paint masters look better than our paint masters. So yeah. Brick says, I'm in for 2 Galactic Valor. That's one more than Cyberzoic. That is, yeah, indeed. Galactic Valor figures have a great silhouette. Yes, it is. It looks a little bit different than most things. It's a little bit more, it'll be sort of more in line with like your Black Series stuff than it will be in line with like your Cosmic Legions or something of that nature. So I like what they're doing. They're doing cool stuff. And Justin says Galactic Valor is so close to being funded. I know. It's like painful that it's so close. But you know, I suspect that they're going to have a similar thing happen that we had. I think in the last couple of days, you know, you're going to see a spike. It's going to get funded. Now, I just hope that spike doesn't come too late, and they can sort of get a couple things unlocked and then get a little bit of momentum because of that. Because, like I said, I want those things to get made, and I want to see more of that stuff. You know, as far as what they have planned and things like that, they have more, you know, species and you know, more sculpt work that it's sort of getting done and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really sort of pulling for those guys. Speaking moistly, Jada Street Fighter line is awesome and not bad price wise. Tony Cartoonish, I had to choose between the Expanse action figures and AWOC. Went with AWOC. That Expanse Kickstarter was kind of wild. Like they had stretch goals out to like over $1 million. They didn't come anywhere near that, but they did pretty well. So Mick says Jada Toy Street Fighter is out in the wild now on Walmart here in Canada, much cheaper as well. Yes, they are, which is why I picked them up at Walmart in Canada. These figures are awesome. The only issue that I had with these figures is that the Walmart Canada release didn't give us all of the figures. So I haven't gotten my Ryu yet. I'm gonna have to figure out where I'm gonna get a Ryu, which I'm okay with because you know, it gives me something to look forward to, right? It gives me something to hunt for. You know, maybe even in the wild. Probably not. So I have the angry head on Chun-Li, and the angry head is great when you have her in sort of like a fighting stance. But it looks kind of weird just standing on a desk. I will say that much. But yeah, in Canada, there you can pick them up for $30, which is about I think 22 US dollars. I can look it up. $22. So they're less in Canada at Walmart than they are. But that being said, you know, you can also get them from eCollectibles or other online retailers. I think eCollectibles has them for like 35, which is more in line price wise with the US price of $25. So it's really a wash. I mean, you're not paying extra to get them up here, which is pretty cool. And Tony Cartoonish says bought their Universal Monsters line along with Chun-Li. I'm looking at some of their Universal Monsters now that I have these in hand. I said this before. I was kind of holding out on Jada because I was waiting for my Chester Cheetah. Chester Cheetah still hasn't arrived, but these did, and so I decided to pull the trigger. So, but that said, it was sort of a couple things. In the first few figures, like Fei Long was the one that I sort of wanted the most, but never really played Fei Long as much. I almost always played as Blanca, Dalsim, and Guile. Those are my 3 favorite guys. And so when they announced Dalsim, I was like, well, you know, I guess I will consider it. And so I was not holding out sort of the wrong word, but I was deliberately sort of dragging my feet because I wanted to see what they were going to do with some of the other characters. Basically, I wanted to see what some of my favorite characters were going to look like. I'm still not. There's something about the Blanca that I'm not absolutely in love with just yet. But hopefully by the time we get Blanca, we'll have enough cool figures that I'll be able to sort of overlook it. And if that figure is going to be like $30 or $35 or like, within the same price range as the rest of these, he looks like a pretty big figure. So I'm sort of curious to see what it looks like when that figure is actually released. So Justin Mohan says it's nuts how many indie Kickstarters are going on this year as opposed to last year. There have been more in the first 3 months of 2024 than all of 2023. 2023 was kind of a funny year. I mean, there was a lot going on. I think part of it was, the economy wasn't as good. I think certain things are getting a little bit better. People are kind of getting used to things. I think there was a bit of a cooling down period last year, at least from what I was sort of getting from people and creators and stuff like that. But also a lot of stuff was getting delivered in 2023. So there wasn't, there wasn't a need for as many Kickstarters because there was too much stuff coming that people were already paying for. Thanos says the Jada Mega Man stuff is super fun too. I am not getting that stuff. I'll tell you right now, I will not get any of that Mega Man stuff. Mega Man is cool, but it's not. I don't know anything about Mega Man. I never played it. I don't know the suits. I don't know the characters. I don't know the lore. So that one, as cool as it is, it will not be getting. Let's see. Yeah, Justin, this is a weird thing, right? Jada is at Walmart Canada, which is awesome, but we can't find any Masters of the Universe in Canada, but Jada Street Fighter is there. Like, how does that make any sense? It's awesome for Jada. Like that's cool that Jada is able to get in there and somehow He-Man can't. It's a pain in the butt with all the exclusives and things that should be showing up at Walmart that just aren't. So, hey, what's going on, Tony? How you doing, my friend? Star says the artwork for Galactic Valor is pretty spectacular. They really put some serious thought into that world. I love it. Yeah, the world is great. They want to do a comic book as well. So hopefully that stuff gets funded. Yeah, that would be awesome if they can get funded. And hopefully they'll be at Legions Con again and they'll be close by. From the sounds of it, a lot of people that are sort of repeating Legions Con again, they just sort of are keeping the same tables. So they may be, 2 tables down from us again this year, which would be cool. We can check in with them. And now that I sort of have a better idea of what to expect, maybe I'll be able to like actually film some things and like get some clips and some content to share with everybody. Mix is hoping they would release the Evil Ryu and Player 2 Ryu out here as well. Jada won't even ship outside US. Yeah, I am. I'm not going to be chasing those ones. I will say that. I'm not going to be chasing the the color variants and the Player 2 ones and the evil ones and the all that kind of stuff because it's just too much. I'm going to keep to like the basic figures. I'm not even getting all the figures on the back of the box. Where did I put the box? Oh, I got a box. So like in the cross sell, I think I turned my autofocus on. So you'll just have to imagine. There's some visuals for you. There's the Street Fighter line, basically. That's not terrible, except the lighting's brutal. Hold on. Can I fix that at all? There, that's a bit better. Oh, now you're just getting the light from my windows. Anyway, there you can see it, but the glare is terrible. That's not bad. Yeah, I mean, of these, there's like what, 18 of them, 20 of them on there. I would probably get 12 or 14. There's a few that I don't even know their names, so I probably won't pick up the figures. But Ryu, Ken, Honda, Chun-Li, Blanca, Zangief, Guile, Dalsim, um, the First Nations Native American guy I'd probably pick up. Cammy, Fei Long, I've already got. Vega, um, Bal. Which one's Balrog? Bison. What's this guy called? Is this guy called Akuma? Is he called Akuma? I don't remember ever playing a game that had that guy in it. But I pick up this guy. He would be a skip. The alternate color stuff, this stuff would be a skip. This guy would be a skip. I mean, that's a question mark, so I can't say whether I would or wouldn't get that. But so far, I'm really digging these figures. They pose really, really well. They're super fun to play with. So these are definitely in that realm of stuff that my kids can play with. And because the game is something that my kids can play, I'm probably going to pick up the game, and then sort of they'll be able to figure out which characters they like. And then, maybe we'll watch a little bit of the cartoon if I can find it. Maybe, maybe we'll like, it's kind of an IP that I think would be a fun one for my kids that like cartoony stuff and wrestling stuff and so on and so forth. So the only like fighting game that we have right now is the ones that are sort of contained within the Ninja Turtles ones that are really hard to play against the machine, but 1v1, when we're playing each other and we all suck at it, it's tons of fun. So Street Fighter, I think design wise is just better than the Ninja Turtle ones. So I do kind of want that. Great minds think alike, Tony Cartoonish. Have the Chester Cheetah, and I can never pass up a creature from the Black Lagoon. That is specifically the first one that I would pick up. Is the creature for sure. Speaking moistly said, I played Dalsim and Zangief. Justin Mohan, did you ever get any of the Storm collectible Street Fighters? No, not at those prices. Jay Wright says Zangief. Tony says all the ones I have so far are bad ass. Yeah. Mick, I also ordered their Wave 1 Mega Man line, waiting for it to arrive next week. Jada is killing it with the figures, especially in that price range. And that's the thing, is like the prices are really, really good. And they're kind of, undeniably, like objectively very good figures. So they're hitting the right price point, and they're good figures, and they're stuff that people want. You know what I mean? Like even the food ones, like everybody sort of got like, oh, I got the Count Chocula, or I got Boo Berry, or I got like Chester Cheetah. That's my thing. I absolutely love cheesies. The orange fingers, like, come on, the details are bang on. So I'm really, really digging. Chester Cheetah was like the first Jada that I ordered, and then it hasn't arrived, but I'm sort of slowly filling in some gaps as far as that goes. Jay Wright says E Honda. I love E Honda. I'm really excited because they're all coming with the effects. So like you get Chun-Li's lightning kick effect, you get Fei Long's like flaming leg kick thing, which has a really weird feel to it. It was like wet out of the package. I don't know. It's probably just a factory thing. The sort of fireball from Ken. I don't think it's a fireball. I never really knew what it was. I'm confused by this. There's hands in there. What's going on with that? Is anybody that has this? Can you explain to me why there's hands? Can I get those out? Like, what is going on? It's just very odd to me that there's hands inside. Anyway. Also, it was sort of a weird pack-in that you get a smiling He-Man head with your can, but that's cool. I was, I'm not complaining. Speaking moistly, I kind of like playing wrestlers, I think, in fighting games like Tina in DOA and King in Tekken. I wish there was a King figure. I never played Tekken, but I do like that King character design. So if that comes out in sort of a 6-inch $30 figure, I'd probably buy one of those. That's what you said about Street Fighter. Next month, Mega Man from Jada. No. So Street Fighter is one of those, like, my neighbors had Street Fighter 2 and we would play it. I never had it, but I always loved the designs. I always loved the characters. I just didn't, I don't know much more about that than the character designs. Mega Man, on the other hand, I had like no exposure to it at all. Let's see. Just skipping a few to try to catch up here a little bit. Tony Cartoonish, what do you know about the Common America action figure Kickstarter? I don't know anything. Is that currently on, or is that like a Common America? I'm looking it up. I will I'll tell you when I find it. Is it the comic book? I don't know anything about it. Yeah, I don't know anything about this. Sorry. Are they doing an action figure line? Yeah, that's what you're saying, is they're doing an action figure line. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, okay. Common America Volume 9 and action figure. Oh, what? That's crazy. What's going on here? Oh, never mind. Okay. I see what's going on here. So I've looked into it. I'm now 2 minutes of knowledge on this. So there's basically another volume of a comic book where they've added an action figure. But it's like one action figure. So it's volume 9 of this comic book series. And then they're offering an action figure as well. I don't know anything about it. I don't think it's really something that I'm going to go for, but I wonder who's making this toy. Does it say? No, it just says Iconic Comics. Never heard of it. Yeah. Huh. There's a lot. So what's weird about this is that there's a very, very heavy sort of Japanese influence on here, and it's even translated a whole bunch of stuff in Japanese. But the creator doesn't appear to be Japanese. So it's clearly just something that, is popular in Japan. Speaking Moistly says Sagat is a must-have. I think he's going to be a really, really cool figure. Yep, Akuma. That one, like I said, I don't think I ever played as that character. I don't think I ever played a version of Street Fighter that had that character. But I've seen that character design, and he looks awesome. Brick says, I only have Fei Long and Chun-Li, looking for Dhalsim to know which others I'll get. The fact that I have any, given that they're out of scale with my other stuff, is a testament to how much I love them. Tony says, I'm pretty much all in on this awesome line, except for the evil variants, player 2 colors. Jada Toys is killing it. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm looking at it. It's like, I don't need another version of the characters. The evil now, okay, the evil Ryu that they did, I think it's just a recolor, right? They didn't do the bearded version, because if they did the bearded version, maybe, but and yeah, Tony Cartoonist, Jada's parent company is Simba Dickey Group, which is German. Surprised they don't ship internationally. It's I think the biggest market for most of this stuff is the US, and to do international stuff, you do have to jump through some hoops. So you do have to, have certain paperwork done. Your packaging does have to look a certain type of way, and so on and so forth. It has to have information on it that isn't always like a default setting. The thing about these, in my opinion, is that the packaging is super simple. Like, there's no file cards. There's no, like, the bio, the bio stuff that they've done is just like country of origin and then fighting style. So it's pretty quick and easy to do that. Now, why they're not going to ship internationally, I don't know. To me, that doesn't make any sense. It's sort of a missed opportunity. But what do I know? Nothing. The answer is nothing. I don't know anything. I don't know why. Mattel Creations has such a hard time shipping things across the border either. Jeff Morris, I only played Chun-Li. Fair enough. And people are talking about different IPs that they would like to see made, in action figures. I can't remember even what it's called. There's like a ninja one where there's a guy who basically has snake eyes. So it's like a ninja guy and his pet wolf. I think they've made 2 or 3 from that game, but I can't remember what it's called. And then Dark Stalkers, I think, would be an amazing IP. And it was brought to my attention that somebody's sort of already started on that line, but the prices are crazy. So I would love to see, a $30 price point Dark Stalkers line. So once Jada gets through Street Fighter, maybe they'll move on to one of those. Dark Stalkers is Capcom. So, I mean, they're already in with Capcom. It would be a pretty easy conversation, I would think, to just be like, okay, well, we've gone through the library for Street Fighter. Let's just unlock this level and just move into that. Thanoscopter says the hands are in the Fireball graphic. Okay, there you go. I never realized that. I never looked that closely at the graphic. So that makes sense. Then that's really cool that they did that. And Mick said the Fireball is an extension of their punch. It's actually present in the game. Okay, I believe you. Speaking Moises says you can take the hands out. Took the hands out of Ryu's. Yeah, I think it's probably just a matter of like, there's probably a little bit of glue on here. I can see where the seam is. I'm trying to figure out if it's a bubble or if it's like solid. I think it's a bubble. I might monkey around with that a little bit later, but John says I take Jada Toys Soul Calibur figures though. Can't beat the price. Right? And really, okay, when you think about like the quality, Fei Long's my favorite of the 3 that I got, which is why I keep picking him up. The quality and sort of the execution on these figures at this price point for a company that basically has made, a dozen action figures ever. They had the Universal Monsters, they've done the food ones, and now they have the Street Fighter ones. The execution on these is really, really good. The skin tones, they get a bit of a wash, so it doesn't just feel like plastic. The texture on every fabric is different. And the texture on every fabric works. The articulation schemes are really, really good. The only thing I wish they had, and this is a minor criticism because it's not, it's not game accurate or anything. I do wish they had gripping hands. They all come with fists and then a second set of alternate hands. But I do wish they had gripping hands for some reason. They don't have anything to pick up or grip or anything like that. But if you've got like the AEW wrestling stuff, there's stuff to pick up. There's stuff to, I would, maybe after their match, they can have a beer together, but not these guys because they can't grip anything. They don't need gripping feet. I'm good without them having gripping feet, but Thanos, the Street Fighter figures go well with your Marvel. Indeed, I never, believe it or not, I've never in my life played the Marvel versus Capcom game ever. That's how little I played video games in my life. Love both Street Fighter and the X-Men. Never played the game. Let's see. Oh, Tony said they worked with Bandai. I didn't know that. I thought they were. I just assumed they worked with Capcom because it doesn't say Bandai anywhere. But okay. It's being made by Loose Collector. Yeah. Jay Wright says, I have an Akuma figure, not sure what toy line. It's probably, I would bet money that it's probably the Storm Collectibles one. LFIV or LF-4, I don't know. I would like an Evil Ryu figure at non-eBay price. Yeah, you know what? It's a bummer because I think that wasn't that hard to get, and I got some SDCC stuff, and I just I didn't want that. So Akuma is Ryu's dad. Is that right? Can somebody confirm that? Because Jay might have a habit of just throwing curveballs, and I just don't know. Oz is here. What's going on, my friend? Ray Paz, did you try the Jada site? The Jada site is sold out of Evil Ryu. I actually looked this morning. You have to have French on it for sale in Quebec. Yeah, and this does. So, but like I said, I mean, it's super easy to add that, I think, for what they're doing. They're not looking for like really complicated translations. So, let's see. Snake Plissken. I was always hoping for Blade Runner characters at Star. That would be cool. Jada's Cyberpunk stuff is looking solid. Yeah, they have like soft goods on that. I think they are looking really good. Let's see what's going on. I'm gonna wrap it up pretty soon because, like I said, I don't have the visuals, and we're just chatting. So I'll try to catch up to the chat and then probably wrap it up. Speaking Moistly says Fei Long is great, but so far Ken is my top Jada figure. I just don't like the character of Ken. I never did. I don't know what it is. There's something about like the color, the red gi, the blonde. He's just weird. I don't like him. Great figure, fantastic figure. Just don't like the character. I don't know. I never liked him. Jay says I have their Frankenstein. It is awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try to find some of those monsters, I think. Let's see. Wait, come on. Is that for real? There's a new version of Fei Long coming out with grip hands and nunchucks. But I just bought this version. I thought I saw a picture of that, and I honestly thought that was somebody had just swapped the hands and put nunchucks in his hands. I didn't realize that it was like another release from Jada Toys. What? I don't know where to get it. I got a PlayStation 4 and a Switch. If you guys can tell me how to get Marvel vs. Capcom, I'd happily play it. Let's see. GameQuest says Marvel vs. Capcom figures yesterday. Don't we kind of have them? Can't you get the animated series X-Men figures and get this Jada line and you got it? I mean, why do another line? Just repackage the same figures. Sell them in 2-packs. That'll make people love 2-packs, don't they? Let's see. Jay says, "Don't trust me." No, I don't. I do not. Oh, sounds like George is angry. Mick, need me some Chester Cheetah. Yep, I'm very, very excited to get mine. Ray Paz says Amazon for the Universal Monsters. I have to figure them out. I'm gonna have to look them up. I have seen them. I think eCollectibles still has a couple, so I might hit him up first. LFIV says, I came in late. Did you give a day for the next AWOC stream? I don't. So the next monkey business. So the next time I will be doing AWOC, specifically on this stream, will be May the 5th. Cinco de Mayo, which is also my son's birthday. I didn't think that through, so that may or may not be happening if we are having a party. But that's the next time it's scheduled. Between now and then, I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna do anything. Where I think a lot of us are kind of. You came in late. I was saying that I've been working on the backer kit. So the backer kit is set to launch on May the 1st. If that wasn't addressed, so May the 5th, I will be. I may be pretty burnt out by then, but tentatively May the 5th on this channel. Stay tuned to, the social feeds for Spiro. There may be some stuff in between now and then. Jay says Akuma is the brother to Ryu and Ken's master. Now the story's changed and you wonder why. I don't. That doesn't make any sense. That still doesn't make any sense. So Ken is like evil? That explains why I don't like him. I knew there was something about him. GameQuest Marvel versus Capcom. The aesthetic is everything with a possible line. You best go play it. Like I said, point me in the right direction. I'm happy to go play it. Revenge of the Fifth. Yeah. I trust this answer more than the other two. Akuma killed Ryu and Ken's master. That sounds more plausible to me. Star says, I thought Ryu and Ken were the white and red guys from the old arcade game Karate Champion. That may be too. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the lore at all. To that point, I am going to wrap things up. We've gone over an hour. I have a bunch of other stuff to do around the house. I'm doing the backer kit, but I'm also trying to get caught up with all the stuff that I've kind of been neglecting, around the house as far as that goes. 42-day Kickstarter plus the lead up to that. There's a lot that I need to get started. So you and Ken are like freaking at him. Ray Pass says, I thought Akuma was the brother of Ken and Ryu's master. Okay, so nobody knows. Stay tuned to the next episode of Highly Articulated, where I figure out once and for all who Akuma is. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up there. It's been an absolute pleasure. I gotta go do some Street Fighter research after I mow the lawn and change my car tires, get the winter tires off. It's been a pleasure. It's been fun as always. Brick will be the next show that you're going to want to watch. He will be going live in about 35 minutes over on Brick Something on YouTube. So go check that out. You know, despite all the sort of technological setbacks, it's always fun to have you guys hang out. It's always fun to talk toys with you guys. So, you know, come back next Sunday. We'll do this all again. And with any luck, maybe I'll be able to share visuals. Anyways, until next time, everybody. Bye-bye.